Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating story from 1968 that not only changed one man's life but also shook the very foundations of the U.S. tax code. Picture this: Denver, Colorado, bustling with life, and in the midst of it all is a dedicated editor named Charles Moritz. Now, Charles wasn't just juggling manuscripts and meetings, he was also the primary caretaker for his elderly mother. Sounds relatable, right? But here's where it gets interesting. As tax season rolled around, Moritz did what any responsible son would do. He hired a caregiver for his mother and tried to deduct that expense on his tax return. But wait for it. The IRS slammed the door in his face. Why? Because the law at that time only allowed deductions for women, widowers, or men with incapacitated wives. Can you believe it? A lifelong bachelor like Moritz didn't qualify. It's as if the tax code was saying, "Sorry, buddy, you're single, so you're on your own." Now, let's pause for a moment. Isn't it mind-boggling that the tax law was so blatantly gender-biased? What does that say about the assumptions we make about caregiving and gender roles? And here's a question for you. How many people might have been affected by this outdated thinking? Moritz didn't just shrug it off and say, "Fine, I'll get married." No, he took a stand and hired two powerhouse legal minds, Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her husband, Martin. Now, imagine the suspense as they appealed this case all the way to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. Would the court see Moritz as an equal human being or just an anomaly trapped in a sexist tax code? As the case unfolded, it boiled down to three critical questions. First, did the caregiver costs help Moritz stay employed? Absolutely. Second, was the gender-based exclusion rational or just plain arbitrary? And finally, if it was discriminatory, should the whole deduction be struck down or just extended to include men like Moritz? The judge, writing for the court, dismissed the government's claims that Moritz wasn't working or that the care wasn't essential. The evidence was clear. His ability to work depended on having someone care for his mother. But here's the kicker. Was the law treating men unfairly? And the answer was a resounding yes. The court called this gender-based rule invidious discrimination. So, what does this mean for us today? It was a monumental moment when the court ruled that Moritz deserved the deduction. They even suggested that this deduction could be extended to all taxpayers, regardless of gender. And here's the twist. The government didn't take it to the Supreme Court. Instead, they simply denied a review in 1973, which meant the 10th Circuit's ruling stood. This was more than just a tax win for one man. It was the first time a federal tax code was struck down for sex-based discrimination. Ruth Bader Ginsburg used this case as a legal blueprint against bias, paving the way for her future battles for equality. So, what do you think? Can one case really change the landscape of equality? And how many other outdated laws are still lurking in the shadows today? Let's discuss in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more intriguing stories from history. Until next time, keep questioning the world around you.